What is up, guys? Welcome back to episode number 9 today of the career mode here on FIFA 18. Of course, with Huddersfield Town. In today's episode, guys, I'm going to be playing around with the sliders. So in the first game here, I bumped up Brighton's goalkeeper. We put him at 60 rather than the 50 that we have currently got him on. And you're going to see I do mess around with it in a later stage of the episode as well to try and get the balance correct. Because as you know, as of right now in the series, we are having a really easy time of it. I was expecting us to find it a little bit more tough. We are playing on the highest difficulty possible in the form of Legendary, but I don't know what it is. I'm just seeming to get the hang of Legendary on career mode, whereas when I play Legendary on Ultimate Team, on the squad battles, I can't play against it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the gameplay on the career mode side of it feels different, and that's one that I'm more accustomed to and more kind of comfortable with, but certainly we've had a nice time, an enjoyable start to the to Premier League life here with Huddersfield, and it may have been a little bit too easy. You know, we're sat at the top of the table currently, and would you really expect Huddersfield to be at the top with the side that we have? Probably not. So, I did bump up the AI slightly in this episode. You can see how I do it with the sliders. I don't normally touch sliders. This is the first time that I've done it in one of my series, so it will take a little bit of probably time to get used to or get the correct balance to make it a little bit harder for us. But of course, I want the game to be as realistic as possible. So that is why I am now going to try and mess around with sliders for you guys and hopefully make it slightly more interesting. On the topic as well, I've been able to show you the Premier League graphics if I speed it up. Still haven't tried it yet. I will try it in a future episode. But every time I keep recording these, I forget to let it play out because now I've got so used to having to skip past them that I just press A as soon as I get into it. Yeah, so my bad, guys. But anyways, this first game against Brighton, we were actually struggling a little bit in the game. I don't know whether or not it was my time, and obviously it was my first games of the day, and that was the reason why I was struggling. But we actually took the lead in comical fashion. 78 minutes into it, I had to play our second team for this one due to fitness reasons and stuff like that. So in the end, our second team played, and it was actually one of the reserve players in the form of Billing, who's been playing in the Cups for us, but hasn't started a Premier League game, I don't think, yet. And he ends up giving us the lead. It was massively deflected, though, and that is what beats the goalkeeper. He can't get a strong enough hand to push it over the top of the crossbar there. You can see the volley was on target from Billing, so he will get credited with the goal, even though Duffy, it was his touch that basically takes it past his goalkeeper. It will still be Billing's goal regardless. So we did take the lead 11 minutes from time, and that was the way the game would end. So in terms of the first game, it was a bit more tough for us, but I did actually put that down to the fact that it was my first game of the day, and I was just getting back into the swing of FIFA, having not played it for a couple of days. So I decided that I would leave the same settings in this one as I did here for the next game against Chelsea. I'm pretty sure I left it the same. I don't think I changed anything. I think I left the keeper at 60, and I left everything else the same for the next game up against Chelsea. And that was really going to tell me whether I'd got the balance correct with this one, because obviously, I said to you before, you give the AI one chance, normally they'll take it every day of the week. But at the moment, the fact of the matter is, I'm playing well going forward. I'm just simply outscoring our opponents, and in some cases, not giving them any chances at all. So as we go into the second game against Chelsea, guys, we'd already won game number 1, picking up that 1-0 victory. It kept us top of the table, and it did mean, of course, that I could play a slightly better team from the one that just started against Brighton. So this one was slightly better. I had Rashford back in there. We had Meunier up top because Smolov just played against Brighton and therefore wasn't fit enough for this one. It came literally 2 or 3 days after the first game of the episode, so I didn't really want to risk any injuries due to fitness or anything like that. And so I went ahead, started this team, and that was the team I was going to play. So as I said, keeping the sliders the same, 60 for the AI goalkeeper, making him 10 better than usual. And I'm pretty sure as well, I ended up bumping down the shot error on the AI side. So I think I've moved that down from 50 to 40, which makes their shots be more clinical. So it's about really trying to find the right balance at the moment and trying to get it so it's as realistic as possible so that Huddersfield aren't smashing everybody in this Premier League season. Admittedly, I wasn't expecting us to start off as well as we have done on Professional. As I said, I'm playing it on Squad Battles and Ultimate Team, and I'm losing games on there. And at the moment, when I play on Career Mode, it's like a stark contrast. I just don't understand how I'm winning so many games. So we had a 7-point gap at the top of the table over Watford, who are sat second. So yeah, it's not just us who are having a high-flying start to this season. Watford are doing very well themselves as well. So I can't really complain at that because Watford are 7 points behind us in second place. So, I mean, is it really that unrealistic that we're doing this well when Watford are up there as well? So Anyways, kept it the same. We ended up going into this game against Chelsea. 20 minutes in was the first chance of it. Tom Ince stood over this corner, whips it in towards the middle. Rashford up in the air, doesn't quite manage to get that one on target, but it falls in the area for Jorgensen, and he makes the score. Huddersfield Town 1, Chelsea 0. It was a very, very fortunate bounce from Rashford's head straight into the path of Jorgensen, and all he had to do was find the back of the net, and thankfully he did that as Courtois was rushing out to try and stop and put him off here. But the centre-back kept his composure and drilled that one into the empty net effectively after the keeper came out. Actually, it wasn't even Courtois when we're talking about. Who is that for Chelsea? I have no idea. Is it Caballero? I don't know. Anyways, Chelsea, weird team again. I'm sick and tired of seeing this from the top side of the AIs. Now, I did see a comment saying to put in an extra controller and then, you know, switch around the team in the team management section. Which I don't even know if that works, but I don't even have another controller, guys. I have one controller, so I can't do that, and I don't know if you can actually switch over sides to the AI side, because then that way you could just score a load of own goals, and that would then make sure, you know, that you are basically, you know, cheating, effectively. So I don't know if you can do that or not. I'll have to look at it about, but certainly some of these bigger teams just don't play the right players when they should do. We went 2-0 up, guys. Meunier on the end of this one. It was a great passing move to give us credit for the goal. It was a nice move from myself and Huddersfield as a team to actually get us 2-0 up. But then I couldn't quite clear this ball away. It comes to Marcus Alonso. Alonso back to Kante, and eventually it falls to Morata in the area, who nods into the open net to make the score 2-1. So at least Chelsea were being competitive in the game as we made a quick sub there. Kachunga going to come on, I think, for Ince in the end. They had 3 bites of the cherry, pretty much, guys. It was always going to end up in the back of the net. They had 3 attempts to do it. So eventually, if they had not scored, it would have been absolutely horrendous for Chelsea. But Meunier, good turn here on the edge of the area, trying to work the time and space here. It's a nice ball roll, gives it off eventually to Kachunga. Kachunga hits initial effort goalwards. It comes back to him, and that was actually a shot when it fell back to him, not a pass to Palmer, who it actually goes to, and then he puts it in. I actually meant to shoot on that rebound with Kachunga, but for some reason he got it completely wrong, and luckily he did, because it found its way straight through to the unmarked Palmer at the back post, and we made the score 3-1 in the game. Look at that. I have no idea how he got that completely wrong, but thankfully he did, because otherwise it was not 3-1. And then 90 minutes on the clock. As you can see there, guys, we did get the full 3 points from the game against Chelsea at home. Match facts wise, it was basically even. We had 4% less possession than our opponents on the day, and that one could have gone either way. So at least it was slightly more competitive, although I will be bumping it down a little bit in terms of shot error for the final game of the episode to test out that theory as well. So when we take on Watford, first versus second, not really looking forward to that, as Watford at the moment we're 3-0 up at the 75th minute against Palace. I was kind of thinking in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, well, you know, Watford winning there again. If I bump this up now and all of a sudden make it really difficult for myself and then they win, we're not really helping ourselves out in that aspect of it. So Watford at the moment are doing very, very well. And after that game, remained 7 points behind us here in second place. So you can see me going into the CPU gameplay customization thing. I moved the shot error down to 40. I thought about moving the pass error, but then I thought, nah, sometimes they do make some unbelievable passing moves that literally I can't get the ball off it when it's on 50 anyway. So I didn't really want to risk it and move it down again and then make it even harder. So I put the shot error down, so hopefully when they have shots on my goal, it will be more accurate than the Chelsea game was there. And so that is what I did regarding that situation. Went into game, everything remains the same on our side for now until I have to possibly change it if it's still too easy. But I may keep these settings for now, guys, and see if that is going to make it a little bit more competitive. I think all it's going to do is basically make it so we concede more goals, which isn't necessarily the problem, because I do concede goals a fair bit in this series. I'm just scoring so many of them. That's the issue. So I don't know what's going on. But anyways, as we went into the third and final game, Watford at Vicarage Road, they'd enjoyed a good start. We'd enjoyed a good start. Watford need to win this if they want to close the gap at the top. We need to just basically not lose the game and remain 7 points ahead with a draw here. So I was looking forward to it. As I said, it was a first kind of game where I've lowered it down even more for these settings here to try and make it more competitive. So as we went into the game, I had access to my full team, my strongest 11. So that is the 11 that we're going to play for this one. Hog, of course, captain in the side. Aqua, who's been somewhat of our N'Golo Kante for us here at Huddersfield Town. Then we've got Ince on one wing with Rashford on the other. Aaron Moy in front in terms of a cam. And then Smolov up top, which at the moment, Smolov and Rashford both topping the top scorers charts for the Premier League. It's going to be interesting to see who will actually get the Golden Boot out of those two guys. Leave your predictions for it down in the comments below, guys. If you have a prediction as to who you think is going to win the Golden Boot in this series, at the moment it is Rashford and Smolov basically even at the top. I think one's got 13 and the other one has 12. So again, leave your predictions as Rashford goes through here and makes the score 1-0 to the travelling Huddersfield side. So again, we're scoring goals and we're having pretty much an easy game to do that right now. I don't know why, but it just feels so easy for us to score against the AI. But now, hopefully, they will be more competitive in trying to get themselves back in this. Good move from Smolov. Feeds it through to Rashford. Defender tries to get there. Can't make the tackle happen. And in the end, it was a tidy finish from the Manchester United loaned man. 47 minutes into it, though, the second half started. Pereira going through, and I make the mistake of trying to dive in the area of Jorgensen, and we give away a spot kick here to Watford, which, in all honesty, I don't know how I made, like, I don't know what I did there to do that. I pressed circle, and then it didn't do it, and then literally, like, a few seconds after, it then tackled, and it gave away a penalty, which Troy Deeney steps up, and honestly, even if I'd have guessed the right way, I was never going to save that spot kick from the captain. What a penalty that was. Makes it 1-1. Maybe that is the CPU, shot error coming down, but I don't even think it has an impact on penalties or anything like that or finesse shots. That was just a sensational penalty from Troy Deeney, right in that top corner. No way was I ever going to save that one. And 15 minutes from time, guys. I was trying to do my defensive work. Carrillo here feeds it into Pereira. Pereira into Phil Jones, of all people, and the former Manchester United man gets the score 2-1 up to Watford. So we took the lead in this one. We couldn't hold on to it, and maybe the shot error coming down has helped Watford in this game. But at the moment, it will be a situation where we will be dropping points, and Watford will close the gap in second place, unless we can find a 90th minute winner. Palmer into Kachunga, and Kachunga ends up with a strike being saved by the keeper. I said 90th minute winner, I meant 90th minute equaliser. My bad, guys. And then from this cross here, Palmer into the middle. It's a free header for Marcus Rashford, who tests the palms again of the Watford goalkeeper before one more opportunity. Palmer again with another great ball in. This time it's Aka at the back stick, and he ends up with a header straight at the goalkeeper. So sadly, guys, we couldn't find the equaliser. We do fall to a 2-1 defeat here, and it wasn't necessarily frustrating. I was just a bit disappointed in myself not being able to defend it. Like, match facts wise, it was a bit more even. We did have a little bit more of the play, though, and I kind of felt that we possibly should have gone on to at least pick up a point from that one. But we don't. We end up with a loss. It's 2 wins and 1 defeat from today's games, and I am going to keep the sliders the same for the next episode and see if it makes it more competitive. If you've enjoyed this one, though, guys, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. As always, thank you so much for all of your support on the channel. I really, really do appreciate it. We're over 13,000 subscribers now, which is crazy, and you can see the league table there as we end today's episode off. 4 points at the top. Liverpool trying to close the gap, though. They do have a game in hand. Spurs with 2 games in hand, actually, in all seriousness. So they're not too far behind it either. So yeah, like I said, leave your comment predictions regarding the top scorer for the first season here of this Huddersfield Town career mode. Do you guys think it will be Smolov or Rashford? Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, guys, that's it from me at the 4 o'clock upload today. I will see you all again at 6 p.m. UK time for yet another video. Make sure you guys don't miss it. I will catch you all then. Adios!